Student Council President Inakami and Kazuki are heading towards the student council room with students wondering if they are dating. Inakami is determined to amend the school regulations as Kazuki reassures her that they have already prepared the necessary documents. On the other hand, Ken Uzuto is leading an ordinary, run-of-the-mill school life. His days are devoid of excitement, but he hopes for a better future. As Uzuto is about to head home, he notices that his umbrella is missing and wonders if someone has taken it. He then notices another abandoned umbrella, but his conscience stops him from stealing it and he decides to wait for rain to stop. Even after waiting there for some time, the rain doesn't seem to halt. Suddenly, Inakami appears out of nowhere and questions his presence there. She asks if he doesn't have an umbrella, to which he replies positively. Before she could say anything else, Uzuto announces that he's heading home, but Inakami stops him, asserting that she can't allow a student to drench in rain. In the meantime, Kazuki also appears at the spot and offers Uzuto his spare umbrella. This shocks Uzuto as he wasn't expecting Kazuki to remember his name and deciphers that he is actually a nice guy. After formally introducing each other, Inakami offers to walk together, which further shocks as the most popular girl of school offered him to accompany them. As they are walking, Uzuto bluntly comments that he wasn't expecting Kazuki to be a friendly individual since he has always seen him talking to girls. This weird conversation continues for a while as Uzuto deduces that both of them are actually normal high school students. He even questions them regarding their relationship, asking if they are dating. This shocks both of them as Uzuto questions them straightforwardly, unlike others who talk behind their backs. Inakami then asks him regarding his future planning as Uzuto asserts that he hasn't thought about it. She had asked the same question to Kazuki and he questioned her regarding this. Inakami comments that she is curious about other people since she doesn't have any plans for herself, which shocks Uzuto since he wasn't expecting such a bright student to not have any plans. According to Inakami, she doesn't belong in this world. Suddenly, Inakami and Kazuki start hearing bells ringing, but surprisingly, Uzuto cannot hear any of it. These voices keep getting louder as Uzuto curiously approaches them. At that moment, a mysterious portal appears around them, with Uzuto realizing that it is a magic circle and that it might teleport them to another world. Kazuki cannot comprehend what he is talking about, but Inakami seems weirdly excited for someone who's getting isekai'd. After some time, Uzuto wakes up at a mysterious place with soldiers surrounding them. Kazuki lets him in regarding their current situation and seems quite distressed regarding this. Inakami, on the other hand, is extremely excited about all this. The King Lloyd Vulgas Lingler introduces himself as the King of Lingler and explains the reason for summoning them here. According to him, they are summoned here as heroes who will protect them from the tyranny of the Demon Lord, and further explains their circumstances. Despite his explanation, Kazuki refuses to cooperate with them and instructs him to send them back. The king, however, is completely powerless in this regard since they can only summon them. Kazuki is prepared to resort to violence, but Uzuto and Inakami calm him down. Suddenly, the king approaches them and literally begs them to help them. He even promises to figure out some methods to send them back. Hearing this, Inakami questions the reason behind choosing them as hero candidates. Hearing this, the mage explains that the hero summoning ceremony is designed to select accomplished individuals and that they must have heard some bells. Uzuto comments that he didn't hear any bells, which makes them realize that he just got dragged alongside Kazuki and Inakami. After this, Welsi takes them to the room where their magical attributes will be discerned. After preparing everything, she asks Inakami to put her hands on the magic ball. As soon as she puts it on the ball, it starts glowing yellow, which indicates that she possesses thunder magic, which excites Inakami. Kazuki fails to comprehend what she's excited about, but Uzuto immediately understands what's cooking in her mind. Now it is time for Kazuki to decrypt his skills. This time around, the magic ball shines white as Welsi explains that this color depicts light magic that is extremely effective against demons and is typical for a hero. Inakami comments that he can utilize his magic to create magic swords and shoot magic beams, but Kazuki cannot comprehend what she is saying. Uzuto explains that Kazuki doesn't understand what she is blabbing about as Inakami deems him sharp-tongued. Her perfect image has been completely shattered in Kazuki's mind. It is finally time for Uzuto to appraise his magic attribute, and as soon as he places his hand on the ball, it emits emerald color. Uzuto is extremely glad that he possesses some sort of magic, but Welsi seems terrified. Without wasting any time, she takes Uzuto to the king, where she informs him about Kazuki and Inakami's abilities. Upon inquired about Uzuto's magic attribute, she reveals that the crystal turned green when he touched him, which shocks everyone. At this point, Yuzuto himself doesn't know what ability he possesses, but judging from everyone's reaction, it is quite terrifying. Hearing all this, the king immediately instructs Welsi to make arrangements to hide Yuzuto, and as they are conversing, a mysterious individual smashes open the door. All the guards and even the king himself is extremely terrified of that person. Without wasting any time, the woman questions him regarding the hero summoning ceremony and if the heroes have arrived. King Lloyd addresses her as Rose and wonders what she is doing here. Rose explains that she serves the king and cannot take a single day off. She then comes across Yuzuto and asks if he is also a hero, but Lloyd refuses, explaining that Yuzuto is an ordinary teenager who got dragged into all this. Following their formal introduction, Welsi informs her that the heroes are waiting in the crystal room. As Rose is leaving the room, Yuzuto questions the king regarding his magical attribute and what does the color green depicts. Welsi and the king were trying their best to not reveal this information to Rose, but Yuzuto himself dug his grave. Hearing this, Rose announces that she will take Yuzuto with her. Lloyd orders Welsi to take Yuzuto away from Rose as she utilizes her magic to blast him away, but Rose manages to capture him and informs the king that she will turn him into a fine soldier. With this, Yuzuto's future now lies in Rose's hands. Welsi also informs Kazuki and Inakami regarding Yuzuto's circumstances and that Captain Rose has taken him to the rescue team's headquarters outside the capital. She further reveals that Yuzuto actually possesses healing magic, which is extremely rare, and only Rose possesses this magic besides him. Inakami deems this the perfect opportunity, but according to Welsi, Captain Rose's methods are quite unorthodox and definitely not meant for normal humans. In the meantime, Rose takes Yuzuto to the rescue team headquarters where she explains the circumstances and that he possesses the attributes to become a healer. She then introduces him to her team, which is full of weird and terrifying men. The guys introduce themselves, but Rose realizes that they are scaring him, so she thrashes one of them into the wall. Rose explains that even though they are her subordinates, they don't possess healing magic and that there are other two members as well who serve inside the capital. At this point, Yuzuto has realized that Rose is someone he shouldn't mess with. She then allotted him a bed in Tong's room. I wonder what sort of hellish training Yuzuto will undergo under Rose, and what even is this rescue team? What role do they perform in an all-out battle against the demon army? Anyways, make sure to like and subscribe, so you don't miss out on anything.